fever has come to upstate New York, and there's a look at Bill Stadium here in Orchard Park. Tonight, it's the AFC's turn to take center stage as we've got a wild card matchup on tap between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Buffalo Bills. What twists and turns will January have in store for us? The NFL playoffs are officially underway. This is taken just shy of the 10. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33.
Take over first and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And some space here. There he goes, right side. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. So there, Charles, I mean, a situation where it didn't matter how far he had to run, he was not going to be denied, and he winds up taking this all the way to the end zone. Extra point through the snowflakes, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game.
Bengals 7, Bills nothing.
So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
And just a yard to go here on 2nd down. Now a give to Breida, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
Well, I would have figured after the 9-yard run on the previous play, getting 1 more yard wouldn't have been much of a problem. But apparently it was, and now it's 3rd down.
Now on 3rd and 2, they're going to elect to throw with Allen. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38, and the return will stop right around the 25. So, CD, his very first pass of the afternoon intercepted.
And I know that's a major surprise for any quarterback because, look, let's face it, no one thinks about throwing interceptions. But think about all the warm-up that we saw, right? Every pass he threw wasn't a single interception because, oh, that's right, there were no defenders out there. A little bit different when there's live guys out there chasing the football.
They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Good running right there. And this is a man who was a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so you know he's going to get his chances, and he picks up nice yardage on that one.
5 yards remain on 2nd down. Here's a give to Mixon. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature in the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. Working from the gun, Rodgers. And this is going to be intercepted. Snags it for the pick. Wow, so wipe out the INT, roughing the passer. What a disaster.
An absolute disaster, and you hope their lockers are not right next to each other for the postgame. Safe to say one is not buying the other dinner.
So a critical mistake, roughing the passer. Now it's 1st and goal. Mixon will try the right side. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Joe Mixon with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Bengals lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. And that is off the left upright. It's no good. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Second and 10.
55, my guy, 55.
So the shotgun snap to Allen. That's caught by his tight end, Dawson Knox. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big play there on the catch and run.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Running out of the gun here, Breida. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. But you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
On 2nd down, a run with Breida. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down. Now Allen. Rolling to his right. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
I'm not sure he falls under the category of mobile quarterback, but he's athletic enough that if you don't keep your rush lanes intact, he finds a way to hurt you.
As coaches like to say, I wouldn't call him a burner, but enough there in the tank. And now they'll throw with Allen. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Now it's Mixon running right. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. So, Charles, you talk about this head coach and his future with this franchise. Look, it's been a frustrating year, and I think we saw some of that frustration boil over at his weekly press conference earlier in the week.
Yeah, he's trying to say all the right things, isn't he? But he's heard the rumors. He knows what's going on out there. And right now, he is tired of having to answer the question, are you on the hot seat in every meeting with reporters? This week, he kind of said, I've had enough. And I don't blame him. He looks like a guy that may very well be out the door.
Rodgers going to try and throw on 3rd down. He gets this to Davante Adams. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A big connection on that one. 34 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now a give right side. Mixon. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now it's Rodgers. Looking deep for Adams. And he fires one that's intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And the Bills are going to take over at their own 2-yard line. It had been a near-perfect beginning to this football game. Already a double-digit lead first quarter, but their first misstep.
And you know how it is, partner. Sometimes when everything's going right, you start to feel like you can do just about anything you want on the field. This one didn't work out. If I were him, I'd go to my defensive captain and say, pick me up, my man. Help me out.
A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. From the gun, it's Allen. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 2nd quarter now in Buffalo. It's the Bills in control of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Breida. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Allen escaping the pressure right. This throw nearly intercepted. Oh, the big D lineman almost had it. But 3rd down coming up. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Allen now looks to throw. Steps away to his left. Complete to the running back, Matt Breida. And he is going to have the Bills 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Throwing on 1st down is Allen. It's complete to Chris Conley. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And they're going to have this way down in Cincinnati territory. A big play there on the catch and run. Well, we know that he can beat you in a number of ways. He can catch it short, he can take it long, or he can do what we just saw right there, catch it and then run with the football.
And I caught a quick glimpse of him before the ball was snapped, and there was something about his body language where you could tell early in this play he wasn't just thinking first down. He was thinking end zone, and he got there.
On first down, here's Breida. And here he'll get it down to the 7. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
That call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive. And once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Allen. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Trey Hendrickson. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he'll be brought down well short of the first at about the 9-yard line.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
So they do get 3 points, but that's now 3 drives with only the 3 points, not a ratio that's going to win you many ball games.
Not at all, Brandon. And think about it this way. We all know payoff is the key, right? And wouldn't we love to have the concession on every T-shirt that's been printed in football that says finish on it? Because that's the mantra everywhere. Got to be able to finish drives, put points on the board.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Teron Johnson able to pick it. Second straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to unnerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one? Or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
Allen's throw complete there to Conley. 7 yards the pick up there.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
They go counter with Breida. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. To the air, Allen. This one caught by Davis. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Throwing now is Allen. Allen hit. He lost the football. And fortunately, the Bills jump on it and get it back. We hear them discuss red zone efficiency a lot, CD, and they almost gave that one up in the red zone. Luckily, they'll have another shot.
And you and I both know that every offensive coordinator, play caller in the league, they take particular delight in their red zone calls because those are the payoff ones. But you can't call a play if your team doesn't have the ball. Got to secure it.
Very fortunate to get another shot. Here's 2nd and goal. Out of the shotgun, Breida. Only a couple yards there, and that's going to set up a long 3rd and goal.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
They'll roll him out right, and he wisely will throw that one away.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. This one from 35 yards away. And that is no good. These playoff games have a tendency to be tight. You have to wonder if that missed field goal could haunt them later.
Yeah, we're always looking for the key plays, right? The ones that we're going to magnify. Usually those happen in the second half or later in the game. This might be the key play of the game showing up here in the first half.
Fighting his way through contact. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. 109 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in the wild card round. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Now Joe Mixon. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. Coming up at the half, we remind you that we're going to do what we've done all year. We'll get you down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown on what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin the road to the upcoming Super Bowl. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. You know, if following up on this head coach and the pressure that he is under, CD, I want to switch it to you because you've been on winning teams, but I know you've been in similar situations too where things just are not going well. How do you approach that as a player?
It's a tough approach, Brandon, because you actually have to do the opposite of what you would think. You know, in your mind, you're thinking, I redouble my efforts, I go harder. In a sense, you have to back off a little bit. You have to do a little bit less. Do what you're supposed to do, but don't take on the pressures of doing more and trying to do your teammates' jobs as well. If you do that, that's real.
And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Robert Tonyan, 51 yards. And the Bengals are able to grow their lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. From the 10. Well, now how about this return? And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
A big gain there for the Bills.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far, and never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
He's going to air one out. And this is incomplete. Well played defensively. Nearly had the interception, but it's second down.
Well, their first 2 drives only yielded 3 points. They might be thinking it's time to make something happen. Push the ball downfield and try and gain some points that way. Unfortunately, incomplete.
On 2nd and 10, Allen. Over the middle, complete. It's Davis. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 23. And again, it's Allen. And Allen going to be intercepted for the third time. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And the Bengals are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. Boy, we've seen a lot of mistakes here in this first half, and another there on the interception.
Yeah, they're certainly starting to pile up, aren't they? Because, let's face it, we expect a miscue here and there, but they're already down 3 scores and still giving the ball away. If they want to get back into this one, they've got to take care of the ball, because right now the way they're playing doesn't say a whole lot for their chances.
And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
He's got to be kicking himself right there. His team's already picked off 2 passes. That would have been the 3rd in the game. And, boy, they've really played well attacking the football.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage.
I know you felt that one.
So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Plenty of adjustments likely being made by both teams in their respective locker rooms. To find out who advances to the divisional round, let's get you back out to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams trying to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And, Charles, that had to be an interesting locker room at halftime. This is a team that's had so much success this year. Haven't really had to deal with a lot of adversity at halftime, to be honest. But now here they are with their playoff lives on the line.
And I think when you're alluding to that interesting locker room, you're just wondering, how are they handling that bit of adversity that they're seeing right now? Because I think this is a team that has to look to lean on the veterans at this point. We know we're better than this. We've proved it all season. Let them disseminate that confidence through the locker room. But this opening drive, it'll be an important one for them to give them a little jolt of confidence moving forward.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Play action. Now it's Allen. He'll buy some time right, and he'll just get rid of it.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Again, they'll throw with Allen. Being chased out left. And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game.
Another attempt, another incompletion. And when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points. And the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence, that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the Bengals will take over here, 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. He'll be tackled shy of the 35. The power move there couldn't buy him much space. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. On play action, Rodgers. And the catch made, it's Tyler Boyd. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A big play that time through the air. 32 yards. I guess that answers the question of whether or not they're going to try to play conservative and protect this lead in the 3rd quarter.
And I think this is something we're seeing more and more of in the NFL. Teams not playing to protect leads, teams playing to extend them.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. 122 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Again, it's Mixon. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
Mixon. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. A chance to really put this game out of reach. Here's 3rd and goal. Mixon again. And Mixon not going to get there. Running into a wall here, and they'll stop him short. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
There have not been a lot of great moments for this defense throughout this game. Finally, they have one they can hang their hat on. A nice stop there.
The offense is staying out there. Here we go on 4th and goal from the 1. They run for it with Mixon, and he didn't get there. Knocked backwards to the 2-yard line. They gave it to him in search of his 3rd touchdown, but he's denied, and the Bills' goal line stand is going to get him the football back. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Allen. Under under pressure, and down he goes in the end zone, and that's a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold up.
But he trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it. Be aggressive, because I've got the Wild Bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
Yeah, we'll see what his offense can do. Into the red zone. It's Rodgers. Setting up the screen to Pirine. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3.
The key to any screen play is all in the deception, and that means everyone on the offensive side of the ball. But someone gave it up because that one wasn't very well concealed. And the defense able to rally to him and hold him for just a short gain.
On second down, here's Mixon. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming. Throwing now is Rodgers. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. Touchdown! Joe Mixon saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Bengals continue to pull the playoff surprise as they lead big here on the road. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that will bump the lead up to 26. So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And the last time they had the football, they surrendered 2 points on the safety. They don't want to do that one again.
No, not at all. It's almost like a bases clearing double, isn't it? Give up a couple of runs.
Sure.
just messes things up for you offensively. But now they've got to go ahead, take it, set it aside, and move forward.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Here's Allen. Going deep for Diggs. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
What we've seen so far in this game, they are not going to allow a big shot over the top. You can have whatever you want underneath. They'll give you that, but they're not going to let you beat them deep.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. Going deep for Diggs. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Here's Matt Hawk now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Harris to return. And just a 30-yard punt that time. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Bengals drive about to get going. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points,
Mixon hit, and all the ball is out. Now this is picked up by the Bills. Then they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
I don't care.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right.
We're going to shut you down.
Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
Back now in Buffalo. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4.
Switch. Hey, Mike. Yeah, 300. Yeah, 300.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Rodgers. He finds his running back, Mixon. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the fourth quarter.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you. Go to 50. Hey, you walk over here.
Rodgers now to throw. Looking deep for Adams. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
Mike 55, Mike 55, Mike 55. Coming for you, son. I'm coming for you, son.
On 2nd down now, Mixon. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Hey, pick your game up.
Here's Rodgers to throw. And that is incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
On is the punter, Johnston, now as he sends this one away. So that'll be marked down as a 19-yard punt. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And they are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far, and they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete, and he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Here's Allen on 1st and 10. He'll get this into the hands of Breida. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
So this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Flushed out right. He's got to hook up with Diggs. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Stephon Diggs, 42 yards. And the Bills are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that'll make this a 19-point ball game. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. They have bucked the trend so far. Sterling performance to this point. On the road, no less, in the wild card round. And they look to finish things off here in this fourth quarter. Man, 188 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. Now whistles and a flag, and I believe a Bengal got going a little early there. The false start hurts him there a bit, backs him up to 2nd and 9. Once again, they run with Mixon. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon, and able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Now a run on first down is not going to get off the ground as they will get him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he's got room. And he is down deep into Buffalo territory. A huge play there on the screen pass. Well, and this is where quarterbacks' passing numbers sometimes get a little bit more inflated than they should because this is a short little pass, but it goes for big yardage. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. Joe Mixon there to make the grab. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. McPherson on for the point after. And that will bump the lead up to 26. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. From the 10. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Saying their fans here are stunned would be an understatement. Things in this wild card round have not gone according to plan. Allen now on first down. Got a man and he hits him in stride. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A big play that time on the catch and run.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Throwing again on 2nd down. Allen flush to his right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Now on 3rd and 2, they're going to elect to throw with Allen. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Here's Allen to throw it. Trying to lay one up deep. And this is caught. Well, they get one back. Picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big.
Look, we all know that sometimes we see upsets in the wild card round. But I have to tell you, in this case, I did not see that coming.
I don't think anyone in the stadium saw it coming. You and I were coming in before the game. There was a couple in front of us talking about travel plans for next weekend. We might want to cancel those.
Yeah, I would say so, because right now it's looking more and more like they're going to be one and done. They're probably trying to call the hotel and make sure they get their security deposit back.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. They try to eat some clock with Mixon. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. Good gain there on 1st down. It keeps them in a running situation, probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as it comes with exactly a minute to go in the football game. To throw, it's Rodgers. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he is going to have a Bengals 1st down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8. Rodgers looking to throw. Looking deep for Adams. And that is incomplete.
They're certainly not letting up on the pressure in this one. And oftentimes you hear this expression, all gas, no break from defenses. But in this case, it's the offense still throwing the football up big in the 4th quarter.
Now a carry for Pirine. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down, because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Well, this O-line's been great. They've got the big lead, so give them a pass there, I guess.
Yeah, I would think so, because if we were grading them on their performance in this game, a lot of pluses in their boxes so far.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And it's incomplete. He's still throwing to the very end. But now this game is over. Well, 1 win down, still 3 to go to get to the most hallowed ground in sports.